cuffs?
For sexual harassment.
Okay.
Police. 323. Yeah, hello. Yeah, this is it. It is. It's an apartment. It's Avon. Yes. It's on the first floor. Correct. There is a housemate who sexually harassed me previously and who's now pointing a camera at me at a close proximity and making me feel very uncomfortable and trying to use my stuff. It is yes. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Hope you all digested that. White blonde woman, she did the right thing. She feels uncomfortable, and her feelings of discomfort in America are worthy, apparently, of calling the police and lying on a Black person. If she's uncomfortable, the police must come immediately. Sicko.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
According to the poster of the clip, the Karen falsely accused her Black roommate of sexual harassment because he touched her pants and called the police. Now, mind you, blonde Karen here had her back to the person with the camera. So I don't know, maybe she was frozen. It looked like she was continuing to cook too. Looked like she was so afraid. Her back was turned, right? She had her back to him, on the phone with the police and multitasking, chefing something up in there. Sicko. However, the police did not end up coming, but once the report is filed, the roommate will be showing this video as evidence. He is still in the apartment right now. Watch your back. Keep the surveillance rolling, baby. Do not let up. You better make sure you have plenty of storage with that device. The roommate is seeking help and trying to break his lease and move out. You're in danger. You're in danger. You got to get out of there. You're actually in danger. I think your life is in danger living with this person. We just had a story about this airman who was shot dead within seconds of opening the door for the police after someone called in a complaint. I'm telling you, your life is in danger. Whatever you have to do, you got to get out of there immediately. Allegations could not be independently verified at the time of this report. Thank goodness, you're rolling. Here's the apartment background of the incident via the GoFundMe of the person who posted the clip. I moved into an apartment on January 1st to study at university in New York. Initially, my roommate, Mila, and I got along well, but our relationship quickly turned sour due to differences regarding cleanliness and organization. Issues included dirty dishes, fungus, fecal matter, trash, among other things. One day, Mila left dog feces in the kitchen, and when I inquired about it, she cursed at me and told me she'd never speak to me again. Again, the GoFundMe there of Mankiewicz Lazari. A few days later, I received a phone call from the landlord saying that Mika was accusing me of sexual assault. I immediately called an attorney. However, not much could be done since there were no formal proceedings. I believe her goal was to get me to move out by weaponizing her sexuality. My only option was to avoid her. So I did. During this period, she would play the television. This is another one, right? This is very immature, but again, this is a dangerous situation. Okay? She'd play the television at max volume above my room, knock on my door and run away, purposely stomp and slam doors and cabinets, seemingly to antagonize me. I did my best to ignore her until a few days ago. When I was attempting to make dinner for a friend and myself, Mila came into the kitchen full of anger and rage, so I started recording her. This resulted in her calling the police for sexual harassment. The police did not show up, and as of now, nothing has happened, and I am waiting on the report. My goal now is to move out to a healthier environment without the prospect of a problematic roommate. In case you want to donate, here's the GoFundMe information and a close-up of Mila. You are living in a very dangerous situation, and whatever it takes, you got to get out of here. Mayor, this kind of thing is not unusual. And for anybody out there who is not a person of color who thinks this is an isolated incident, it happens in the workplace. Sometimes it's microaggressions. Sometimes it's people are getting shot dead because of false accusations. We still mourn the death of Emmett Till, lied on, weaponizing her sexuality, and I think her whiteness too. What say you, Mayor?
Listen, I do work in the political space, and a lot of the times when there are like large campaigns, usually at the national level, like presidential elections, they bring in volunteers from all over the state. They have these volunteers staring at people's houses, and sometimes these people's houses, you're just a volunteer sleeping on somebody's couch. I used to always say Black people cannot be staying at supporter housing. It is not a safe idea. The same thing applies in this situation. A Black person cannot just find a roommate online and think it's okay. This is absolutely a dangerous situation. And the fact that this woman says sexual harassment just because she said the reason she told him she was calling the cops is wave that camera at me again and I'm calling the police. She gets on the phone with the police and her voice starts to crack. And all of a sudden she's calling because of sexual harassment. Absolutely ridiculous. And the whole time that she's claiming that she's afraid for her life and feeling uncomfortable, she's still putting up dishes and going about her day. So much so that when she gets off the phone with the police, she turns her back again to the person that's supposedly making her uncomfortable, puts her phone in her back pocket, and carry on with the shenanigans. This is beyond dangerous. This is why I said we have to start criminalizing Karens. When they call the police, that's an attempted murder, or at least assault with a deadly weapon. When you weaponize your whiteness in this manner against Black people, you are trying to get that person killed because you know that outcome is likely. It is not improbable. It is likely in this country.
Yeah. Police use force, don't they? Don't police use force? You know that you're about to get somebody in trouble. I don't even want there to be a report, even if it's unfounded about me. Colleges, you better be mindful of who you put Black incoming students with. Because this is, unfortunately, Mila learned early, I suspect, that her whiteness grants her the privilege to do this. And don't you even look at me, let alone use my hands, or else I can bring the hammer of the law down on you or worse. Sicko Karen is what I call her. And she has plenty of company, plenty of friends.